we're live now, but yeah, I used to trick or treat when I was a kid till like after midnight and stuff. Like,
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't go after midnight. I would stay out until maybe 9:30. Can you believe that? No cell phone. I'm out trick-or-treating with my friend. Some of the houses are already dark. Anybody that still had a porch light on, that's the house we would go to.
Mm.
And they might still have candy. And we're just walking around in the dark.
Yeah.
And your parents, I guess they weren't worried about you getting home.
Oh,
uh,
they trusted you. That was the thing. For that was when I was a
Yeah.
kid. When we used to go down to New York Bay, and we used to go look at the submarine, and we used to go play on the in the abandoned ship graveyard that was there, jumping from the barges that were jutting with rebar, and they were weirdos. And if you fell into the
Oh
and if you
man.
fell into the water over there, it was like quicksand, so it basically sucked you underneath, and you couldn't get out, and you just drowned to death. And
Jesus.
years
Mhm.
later, I told my mom, I was like, yeah, me, Scott, and Igor were going there all the time. And she's like, oh, I knew you guys were going. And I'm like, and you didn't flip balls? You used to flip balls if I didn't come home at 5 o'clock. And she's like, well, I knew you guys were looking out for each other. So I knew it was okay. But yeah, I realized, I'm like, yeah, they knew the dumb shit we were doing. Like,
Uh,
but they knew that we were looking out for each other. They knew that, like, we were walking one time, and this guy jumps out of the bushes and starts talking to us, and we're like, yeah, this is a little off. Come on, let's go. Like
Mhm.
we kept going. But even when we would jump from the boats, like we would like jump around on the barges. But that's the thing now. These soft parents nowadays, they
yeah. There used to
yeah.
be this it was a gravel pit, and you could go to it. You'd park your car at the road, and then you'd walk like half a mile or something into this gravel pit, and then there was
Mm,
this huge hole that was like full of this super clear water, and freaking but you'd have to bring popcorn if you went because you have to feed all the fish. But,
yeah.
but like you
Oh
could literally
wow.
dive from the shore and right into the water into this like super clean water, and it was all really nice sand and stuff, and freaking
Hmm.
it was like the coolest spot to swim and fucking what was it? Yeah, if you didn't feed the fish, they would bite your toes and stuff. But like
Oh God.
yeah, I showed some dumb people the spot, and the next thing I knew, the next time I went there, there was broken glass and stuff, and I was
Mhm.
like, I was really mad. I like fucking bitched the dude out, like you go, I show you a cool spot, you break beer bottles there where people would walk, like what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like it was fucked up.
Hmm.
People ruin cool stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad I
People.
grew up free.
Me too.
Hmm.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Kids don't, they'll never experience that. I was telling Clint earlier that a friend of mine has a 23-year-old son. He hates leaving the house. He doesn't have a driver's license. He doesn't go to school. He doesn't have a job. He just stays at home, sleeps all day, plays. He's a gamer all night. So she said she'll go days without seeing him. He is disheveled, doesn't cut his hair, doesn't anything. And she forced him out of the house 3 days to go help and do things. And she found him in tears.
Jeez.
And I said, why don't you take him to a therapist? And she said, well, I took him to a therapist and she couldn't get him to talk. And I said, don't take him to a woman.
Mm.
Hmm.
Get him a man and see what they say. Kids are effed up. They have no socialization skills, a lot of
Right.
them,
Oh
Well,
yeah.
because
like
of the internet.
in the '90s, the coming of age thing was to take LSD. Like,
Yeah.
Not for me.
well, I mean, like, sometimes people are real. They got like problems, and then they like trip once, and then somehow it cures certain people. But
Mm.
the New Age movement has destroyed that, where it's like they're not curing them anymore. Now they're fucking brainwashing them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's sad how this generation, like I really, I'm so glad I grew up when I did. I mean, even
Mhm.
we used to sneak out to Manhattan. We'd go sneak out to Greenwich Village, and I remember when I was like, my little girlfriend when I was like in junior high school, and I was like, yeah, come with me and we're gonna go to Manhattan. And she was like terrified because we had to take the train and we were at the last stop, so it was gonna take a while. And I'm like, no, no, don't worry, we're not going to get in trouble. Nobody's going to ever know. We just say that we were at someone's house or hanging around, and I took her to the village, and we were probably like in 8th grade or something like that.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and we went out there and we went to St. Mark's Place, and like if you ever saw the show Broad City has a St. Mark's Place episode, and it's not fun the way it used to be. It used to be like the center of counterculture and everything. But I used to
Mhm.
tell him, I told him, like, don't worry, nobody's gonna mess with us. That doesn't happen over there. Like, in fact, if someone tried to mess with us, probably a couple of punks or skinheads would jump out and start beating on them. Like that kind of shit does not go down over there. I know people there, and like we used to have so much fun going over there, and they were like skinheads, and not Nazi skinheads, but like sharp skinheads and punk rockers, and there would be like mods, like, and then there were all these t-shirt stores, and all the whatchamacallit, and the and like CD stores, and we just sit there going through CDs, and it's like, what if we buy something? Just say your friend gave it to you. That's all you got to say. Don't tell them that we went to the village, but and then we'd sneak back, and we had, it was so different. Now you go to the village, now you go to especially St. Mark's Place. God, it sucks. I remember when I was walking through there, and I had my ex had moved to upstate, not her, different, because wait, like my high school girl that I'm still friends with, and she moved to upstate New York. And when I moved to the city back in 2016, I called her when I got to St. Mark's Place, and I'm like, all right,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go around St. Mark's Place. Let's see what's still here, because I hadn't been there in a while. And she's like, is this store there? And I'm like, no. Is that
Oh.
no, nothing? Holy crap. I'm like, you don't want to see this place. I'm like, this is awful. It's all like Korean grocery stores and sushi places. And like, they just ruined it. Like, all the counterculture is gone. Like, the place where we used to buy our patches and our spikes is now like a
Mhm.
frozen smoothie shop, They just
Wow.
ruined everything. They just
Uh,
made it all just
I,
gross.
when I was a kid in the '90s, we'd all drive illegally, like
Yeah.
everywhere,
Oh, yeah.
and that we would always get alcohol and stuff. Like like I was always buying alcohol when I was 15.
It's funny that you say that. I used to be the one to buy, because I had a full beard and everything when I was a teenager. So I used to be the one to buy it from the Yemeni guys. They would sell it to me because I looked older, but they didn't care. They would sell it to a fucking 2-year-old. But I used to do that too. They used to not bother you if you were riding a motorcycle. They didn't bother you at all. And I had a permit. I had a learner's permit, so I shouldn't have been riding by myself. And I used to ride to school, like, because I had night school at New Utrecht. So I used to ride my motorcycle to to like evening school, to like, my night class, and I'd ride home. I'd ride all over the place. I used to ride my motorcycle to motorcycle school to get on their little bike and ride around doing figure eights for the test. Like, they did not bother motorcyclists unless you were doing something like incredibly stupid. So yeah, we didn't have to drive around with
Uh,
licenses. Cars, they would stop you, but on a motorcycle, they're like, not our problem.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
one time, me and my friend were in the hood in the '90s, and like we are in Jackson, Michigan, and fucking that sounds a shithole, but yeah, my friend, we were visiting his family or some shit or something. His mom always enjoyed talking to me or whatever, but the he had this birthday check or something. He's like, "Oh, where the fuck are we gonna cash this?" I'm like, "Let's just stop at this hood store right here. They'll fucking cash anything." And he's like, "No way." And I'm like, "Yeah, they'll cash anything. Trust me." We go in and like the dude cashes a check, and he's like, "Whoa, that was amazing! Like, what the hell?" It's like, yeah, they do that, or at least they used to.
No, things used to
Oh.
be. Yeah, I don't blame these kids for being all screwed up. I mean, but then again, it's like even the stuff like you know, the culture. Like we were obsessed with culture. We were obsessed with like even reading books, like reading stuff and, you know, wanting to like, you know, and these kids, like I like to watch, there's two in particular, but there's this woman Teacher Therapy on YouTube, and I recommend her to everybody. I'm always like, you got to watch Teacher Therapy if you want to know why you got to homeschool your kids. And like she says, these kids just don't read. And it was like even when I was in summer
Yeah.
camp, like I was in summer camp from the age of 8. My parents shipped me off to summer camp for 2 months, and my mom would give me a couple of books and I'd read them. Like I'd be sitting there reading them and, you know, like before bed or something like that. Like I didn't have to read them. I could have just been like, yeah, I read them or just not even read them, but I would read them. I'd read everything. You know, we'd listen to music, listen to the radio. Like whenever, like when, you know, we'd listen to some of the best stuff I got from, like one time, like there was a fight in between 2 of my bunks. Well, because like one of the kids had to leave the tent, one of his tent, and they chose the kid, and then the kid felt real slighted. So it was like everybody was upset at each other. And my counselor put on Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks, the 2,000-year-old man.
Oh.
And we sat there, and that made everything better again. But there was like that kind of culture, you know, like they would always, we'd listen to stuff. We'd learn about things. You know, we'd want to listen to Led Zeppelin, even though I don't like Led Zeppelin anymore. But like they would put us on to music, and they'd be like, oh, you got to read this book. You got to read this. You got to read that. And but now, like, damn, these kids have no culture.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just
Yeah.
dead inside.
I remember like
Yes. They were
book
dead inside.
reports.
Yeah.
Book reports in the 90s where it's like you're in the library with all those little drawers, fucking
Yeah.
those the book cards.
The
I don't
Dewey,
remember how to do
Dewey
that.
Decimal filing system or whatever. Yes, I love that
Yeah.
smell. And libraries aren't safe anymore here. You know, a lot of homeless hang out in libraries now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we were kids, we used to hang out in libraries. I loved the library.
Me too.
I haven't read that
library
book.
It was so cool.
2,000-year-old man.
The what?
I haven't read that book. 2,000-year-old men.
No, it's it's Carl
comedy.
Reiner and Mel Brooks comedy. It's their
sorry.
album of skits. So there was a 2,000-year-old man and then the 2006-year-old man, and the entire album is absolute. Both albums are just are legendary. Like there's no cursing, there's no swear words, there's no smut. Like I remember one of my favorite skits off that was about the poet. And he's like, there are 3 great poets. This was like 1961 or 1963. Like there are 3 great poets in America: Robert Frost, someone else, and Warren Ballou. You know? And he's like, it just gets into this whole ridiculousness. And he's like, Mr. Ballou, how do you feel? Like, you know, like I hear you make up your own words. And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, give us an example. He's like, well, a staircase. He's like, staircase. It says, stay down. Don't walk up me. He's like giving this whole big reason. He's like, well, what do you call a staircase? He goes, a tickly buckty boom.
Yeah.
If you can find that album, you probably have to order it on. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but if you want to hear some great OG comedy, the 2,000-year-old man and the 2006-year-old man albums.
Didn't he do that Story of the World one where the guy's
History
like
of the World,
burning
the
the
movie.
scroll? Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it. I was just looking up another one. The Robin
What
Hood
do
Men
you
in Tights.
Oh yeah, yep.
That was pretty funny.
That was Mel Brooks.
That's silly. To me, Mel Brooks, magnum opus.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, definitely. That one's pretty
Young Frankenstein is timeless. It's not dated. I think that Blazing Saddles is dated.
Yeah, I don't really care for Blazing Saddles.
I never cared for Blazing Saddles. I think it's very dated.
That actor that plays Frankenstein, he's he was in the.
He was on
a
series. He was on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, that guy.
His name right now.
He's a good actor. I mean.
Yeah, and Danny, you said something interesting. You said you don't like Led Zeppelin anymore.
Yeah.
Why? Because I used to like Led Zeppelin, but I don't like Led Zeppelin anymore either.
The only Led Zeppelin song I still like is Ramble On. That's the only one I can still listen to. But otherwise, the rest of it's mostly
Ramble
been played
on.
out.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
haven't heard that song in a long time.
Yeah, been
Wow.
played out.
I used to know Stairway to Heaven on the guitar, but I forgot.
Oh, that's an evil song. That song
It's fun
always
to
used to
play.
make me uneasy.
Mhm.
Now I know.
They say the real Satanist was what's it, the Rat Pack? Sinatra.
No, I thought the real Satanist was Jimmy Page.
No, I think they were just they just thought it was cool or something because they were idiots.
No. Jimmy Page is on the dark side.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
they're
I'm
definitely
sure.
disgusting.
No, not disgusting. Jimmy Page is on the dark side. He
Well,
bought
well,
Aleister Crowley's one of his homes in Scotland.
yeah, I know that.
I don't know that he ever lived in it because I think it's
Well, I would say that the worst thing that they
haunted.
did was they put a shark in a woman's vagina. that tops the
What?
charge. You didn't know about that?
No,
Yeah, Led Zeppelin.
don't tell me about it.
Oh, I'm not gonna say anymore. That's all I
Yeah,
know.
don't say anymore. I'll look it up in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Rock
no.
stars. They're fucking crazy.
I know. Going back to the kids, Danny, I mean, they don't read, they have no culture, they don't think. I mean, is it any wonder that even though music and entertainment, movies, all of it is it's driven to socially engineer, right? To implement culture changes, directions. I have to admit that, I mean, there was older music that was good, that was melodic, it was addicting. And the reason that they don't have to worry about that now is everybody's stupid. I mean, nobody has refined taste, right? So they change the frequency of music. And if you play, and this is psychological, I think this is played out. If you listen to something repeatedly, that you think it's like, oh, that doesn't sound that good. If you hear it enough times, it does start to sound good.
Well, I mean that Eminem song where he says, "Hi, my name is." If you play it backwards, he says, "It's Eminem. It's Eminem," and the backmasking is like in your face.
Yeah.
I think that's why the song caught on because they knew that it struck like a psychological nerve.
So you can't do cool stuff like that because we don't have record albums. You
Yeah, I
can't play
mean,
them backwards anymore.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, you can put them on a program and reverse it.
Well, I read, I don't know if this is true, that so we have MP3s, or you can listen to music on YouTube, which is what I do. People no longer buy records and CDs, that the music, it might sound the same to your ear, but the MP3s are actually pared down versions of the songs.
I got a record right here.
Well, even on CDs, remember they used to have like the secret songs on CDs? Because like it was funny because I woke up a couple of days ago with the song Marigold by the Nirvana song stuck in my head, and Marigold was a that was a secret song. I think it was off In Utero. Like if if the last song on In Utero and you let it keep going, it'd be like 10 minutes into it would just keep the timer would keep going, it wouldn't stop, and you'd be like, wait, what the hell? And then suddenly it would start Marigold. I used to do like the secret songs on CDs. It was like
Yeah,
creativity, but there was also a
yeah.
literary element.
The band Tool had some stupid song. It was like it sounded all evil or something, but really it was just somebody reading a brownie recipe in German. It's like
I never
bunch of
listened to
idiots.
Tool.
Oh, they're kind of trashy.
Hey,
My
there's
friend,
some really dark groups out there now, that There's one that I found out that, oh, who's the British guy with the red hair? Super popular.
British
Yeah, he's a
red
little English guy with red hair.
uh,
Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran.
singer.
Yeah, he's a singer. He is hugely popular in the
Mm.
United Kingdom. And he, one of his favorite bands is a band it's called Cradle of Filth. Have you ever heard of this band?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
name's disgusting.
It is so dark. Man, it is so dark.
Oh, excuse me.
I just, I mean, no wonder people get the urge to unalive themselves if you're listening to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
But I kind of feel the same way about a lot of the acid rock, hard stuff. It's subversive.
well, it's like I
Yeah.
remember my cousin. He when in the '90s. I think it was like '91 or something. He started listening to Cannibal Corpse, and so there's two different types of fans that listen to that type of music. One is retards like well no I shouldn't say that word.
Mhm.
People like my cousin who were shoving chewing tobacco in their mouth and fucking listening to Cannibal Corpse and thought they were some kind of badass or something. but then there's like the other type of fan of that type of metal who is like some kind of crazy person who has all sorts of mental issues and who is like uh, self-harming and who is you know and who are just self-destructive and that they're very dark, it's just very dark scene or something going on with some of that. It's
Yeah.
yeah, freaking yeah, music is like I don't know. It's hard to differentiate which bands are organic and which ones are like Laurel Canyon type of shit. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like the kind of like bands that never quite make it or something like you know. Uh, I mean, like take for example ICP. That they've never been played on MTV. They've never been played on the radio, and that they may not be very cool anymore, but
Mhm.
they're most likely organic people that you know yeah, freaking because
Clint?
that's what I was just talking about
Uh-oh.
ICP being organic.
Am I in? Am I in here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only one good ICP song, and that's The Dating Game. Everything else sucks.
well, it was funny because that album. I mean, it kind of was that was kind of a mainstream album, even though I think we already listened to them before that. But
And if you lost a little weight, you'd look like Ricky Lake. Terrible.
I loved Hairspray.
yeah,
The
my girlfriend
movie?
likes that.
Yes, the
Mm.
original one by John Waters.
Yeah.
I never saw I never watched any other John Waters movies like Polyester with Divine.
Mm.
Did you ever see any John Waters movies?
That sounds familiar.
Was Divine and Dirty Dancing?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
okay. Never mind then. Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't. I was just gonna say, because every time we used to go upstate for my sister's college town, for some reason they were always playing, we'd always catch Dirty Dancing.
No. Yeah, that was never.
And
I
I've seen
did Seed of
Hairspray.
Chucky.
Yeah.
Say again?
That director
Is
did Seed of Chucky.
Clint? I
What?
think I think either I'm cutting out or Clint is cutting out. I don't hear him.
Oh, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay.
I guess,
Clint. Oh, I don't hear Clint.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
he's talking. Do
Yeah.
you hear him, Danny?
I hear him. I hear him clear. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, that's weird.
that's weird.
I'm
That's
gonna
weird.
pop out and pop back in.
Okay. Yeah, John Waters. A lot of interesting Mickey Mouse. Uh, fish hooks. I'm not familiar with a lot of these. Oh,
I can hear you now. That was weird.
okay. Yeah. Oh, he did that Maisel show. That's only one of.
Music really is terrible these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, they're trying to recycle everything.
Well, I mean, the thing is they when they dumb stuff down, it's for the purpose of like, because you got to remember, it's the same reason it's like
Uh-oh,
literature, like
maybe I can't
ode
hear
to a
everybody again. Damn
what's
it.
up?
What the heck is going on, man?
I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
This might be my cue that I should probably get out.
Hmm.
I don't know. I hear you. Do you hear us?
Hmm.
I guess not.
Mike, check.
Yeah,
Do you hear us?
first I heard you, now I can't hear you. Oh, bummer.
Hello.
I'll step out of um the podcast in the morning. So
Mm.
it was good seeing both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Have a good night. That's weird.
Yeah. So somebody's asking where the second world was.
The second world?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so what was I gonna bring up? Ah, damn it. I was about to take a leak while you guys were talking, but she left, so now I gotta wait. No, I should probably take it off the screen. Yeah. What was I gonna say? There was something that was damn it. Yeah. Yeah, JJ was supposed to come on, but he had some drama from some crazy people, so
Oh God.
he couldn't make it. But I mean, hopefully that all gets resolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking. Remember what I was gonna bring up?
Crazy people are the worst.
Yeah, they can't hear you. They can't. They don't have any logic to determine things. Like
Make things
freaking.
difficult.
Well, like, no offense to one of my friends that's crazy, but like he bought like a $10,000 computer and he's had it for like 3 months or something, and he still hasn't put it together and stuff. And I'm like, what? What are you like? What are you crazy?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister had bought a TV like years ago, a huge TV, and she never took it out of the box. It's probably still sitting behind in her house now. And my friend and I were talking about stealing it and just leaving the box there. 'Cause she'll never notice. And I'm like, you must have spent good money on that television, and you just never set it up, never used it. Just like just chill in there. I'm like, it's like because I was getting my own apartment at the time. Like me and my buddy were moving into our apartment in Flatbush together, and I was like, we wanted like a nice view because we used to do like Game of Thrones night, and we used to do like TV nights and movie nights, and have all our friends over, and it would be fun. And I was like begging her, I'm like, yo, let me get it. And then my friend's like, let's just take it. You have keys to her apartment. Go in there, steal it, be done. And I'm like, then I made the mistake of telling my mom, and my mom's all moral.
Oh yeah.
She's
Well,
like,
he
no, you
probably
can't do
shouldn't
that.
steal.
What's up?
He probably shouldn't steal.
Well, I mean, it's from my sister, so it's like doesn't count. If she didn't notice, it's like the rabbit. My rabbit chewed her Nintendo 64 cable, and my mom was like, "You need to tell her." And I'm like, "If she finds out, I'll tell her." And it's been now 13 years, and she hasn't figured it out. So,
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah,
damn, 13
yeah.
years. Holy shit! That time just flies right by.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's crazy getting old. It's like, man, time just goes so quick.
Yeah.
Not so fast paced. I mean, we need to figure out how to like get super healthy somehow. Like slow our heart rates down to 50 or 70 or something. Well, 72 is normal, but like get the heart rate down super low to fucking like be able to like live longer and stuff.
No.
I mean, maybe that's the name of the game. The number of beats. Maybe your heart only has like a certain number of beats or something.
Probably true. I mean, you can only handle well. Then the people who exercise wouldn't live as long because your heart beats a lot quicker. When you're like working out and stuff.
Well, sometimes
When
those
you're
like
running.
those freaking bodybuilders and stuff, they just freaking bite the dust, they kick bucket sometimes, like because it's like so much stress on the body and stuff.
Yeah.
My cousin did that for a minute. It's like, what the hell? What a weirdo.
Yeah, I used to. It's like I know. Like I think. Well, they have this theory that time has. That time has sped up. There's a pretty a running theory that time has since 2020. But it's like a whole thing about how the whatchamacallit has time is sped up because of like the timeline switch. I don't know. It's kind of fascinating.
I think that like the interconnectedness of cultures through the internet and stuff is creating like a cultural wormhole of insanity.
Say again?
A cultural wormhole of insanity. the
Yeah.
It's just like a runaway train with like people at all different angles.
Mhm.
You know, like seeing everything as the lie, but like unable to decipher or understand anything that. So they just mock anyone who tries to see stuff beyond what people think it is.
Mhm.
It's like there's a lot of far out concepts that are being overlooked. I think with the occult and with I mean, I don't know. The whole alien conspiracy is something I've always been into since like 1991 and like or when the X Files came out and stuff. All those TV shows and the Sci-Fi Channel and stuff. The but then to find that it's all most likely just some consciousness cult claiming that it's an alien consciousness. It's all very disappointing if it's if it's all that. It's like,
Well, I
oh,
like the whole, yeah.
there's no real mothership with a bunch of aliens.
I mean, I like the whole idea of a timeline shift. That's what I kind of wonder because I mean those Mandela effects are pretty fascinating, and you know,
Well, I mean,
I think
I speculate they might be psyops. Like, they might be just trying to mess with us to see if we'll like go along with certain things.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that I think there's something to it. I think I kind of wonder, like, because it does feel like everything has changed since 2020, or like especially after the lockdowns and stuff, when everybody,
Yeah. Well, I
when
mean,
everybody came out of it. Everybody was different. Everything
Definitely
changed.
psychologically changed hardcore.
Yeah. What the? Oh, I thought I just got rid of it for a second.
The perversion of the word right, where it's like, it's my right for you to wear a mask. Like, what? That's not how a right works.
Yeah, we definitely got into some kind. Like that's why I kind of wonder. It's like I used to think it was a spiritual exercise, which of course I think it was, but I think that there was more to it, and I kind of wonder if like there was some kind of timeline. They say also CERN, like the CERN super collider, like destroyed everything, and now what we're living in is like we're living in a reality that was like like our consciousness was transferred to a secondary reality where things are different, but like that's why we have these Mandela effects and stuff, because we actually just jumped to a different timeline, our consciousness. But then what happened to the consciousness of the people in those timelines? Because if there's like a Danny and a Clint in this timeline, and we are here because our 2020 timeline destroyed, well, I mean, that timeline wasn't just waiting for us, like there had to have been a Danny and a Clint there too.
Yeah.
So like what happened with that? Unless, because I don't know. Like there was a cool thing I saw the other day where like they were trying to show that everything is mathematical to kind of prove the simulation theory. And they were showing how like you can use equations to make like a bowl of cherries, or like you can basically draw things with just mathematical equations. And like you could transfer the equations, and like you could write out a huge equation and then transfer it, like turn it into an image, and it would actually become like a bowl of cherries, or a New York City street scene.
That's what the old Masons say was the grand architect. The whole that video with all the measurements and stuff. I'd put it on after you were off the show the other night. It's all the synchronicities with numbers from the Bible and stuff, and the measurements of the earth and all the sun and all this weird stuff. It's like they thought that God was like on like a, what is that called? Like a drafting table drawing the universe, and they had like, and so they had symbols of God, the compass, the square, the plumb line, the measuring tape, what's the other one? I forget the other one, but
level.
What's that?
The level.
Yeah, well, that's the plumb line, I think. Or no,
no, it's different. The plumb line is level. The spring. Yeah.
But so they thought that, that's where the whole carpenter myth of Jesus, the real word is builder. It's like he's the grand architect. And that's why I say that the Christian story is the story of the grand architect building the universe, and that they're showing the transfer of the old God to the new God.
Yeah, it's like, because I mean, and then the last time they actually did build the way it was in the cathedrals of Europe. That was like when, that was the building, that was the operative masons of that new iteration.
The symbolic temple, the one they wanted to be gone was the Roman sun worship, and that the symbolic temple was the new Jerusalem. Well, damn it! According to the belief system, it's because it seems like it was to the ancient people, it was a state of enlightenment, to whereas people were finally begone with all the bad, the evils of life and society, and like thieves and scoundrels and such. And then it just what was it? It's like one of the guys is right, and he was saying they took the story, and then they they attached their own descriptions and definitions to certain words, which meant something else, and then they changed it to a different story and went with it, and then it went from there and just branched off over and over, and like in the old story, there's always a division in the religions, and it seems like most of the modern churches and stuff are practicing the same philosophy as what they call Luciferians. And so the Luciferian doctrine is like, it's like a alchemical meme that spreads like culture through the initiates who embed themselves into the different religions and then change the doctrine to the Roman Sol Invictus. Where'd my camera go?
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking that's why that Two Babylons book's so good, because it's like he's going over all this stuff, and it's there's so much to it. Like you'd take like 2 hours to fully like display everything that was talking about in the book and stuff. Like freaking what was it? Well, so like that one thing in the riddle where it's talking about the two Hirims, and that one practiced the old religion, which is pure, and then the other was the son of a Saracen queen, and the division of the ancient mysteries into the two orders that then disseminated into many other orders. That it's because it's like one of it's like one of the orders is where the branches of good religions come from, and that the like untainted Christianity, untainted Judaism, untainted Islam, and then the other was like a full a full a full display of you know what is that called, promoting the desire, the exercising of desire, and
Yeah.
so that's where the sex cults and stuff came from.
That's also, yeah, well, that's also like part of the ancient pagan stuff, because the ancient pagans, they had a god for the gods kind of mimicked the human emotion, like the human condition, and that's why you had like sex, you had like you had sex worship and stuff like that. You had like you worship the god of sex, you worship the god of thieves, you worship the god of whatever your condition was, and and whereas like post Rome, they consolidated into one god and kept all those gods for themselves, like they worship those, I think, those kind of gods. But
yeah, it was more of like a secret science of like psychology, because they'd always attribute the different gods to different like practices, or different types of labors, or the their whole science is all just it's all psychology. It's all in I mean it. When Cooper said that, I think Freud or Jung was his grandfather was the Grand Master of the Rosicrucians, one of their orders, that it was like that he was taking the psychology that was taught in the doctrine, and then he was putting it into different words for scientific purpose.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, I guess like well, I noticed this with the occultists when they came on the show a long time ago, last year or something, that they didn't actually believe in spirits or anything. Or they believed that God was just the source of. Well, they believed it in a way that was all psychology and not symbols of real things. And that, I mean, they were symbols of things, but to them it was not what the original symbols were. It was this new implementation of this psychological system that makes them into atheists, but they use words that are masked in illusion of them pretending to not be atheists, even though they don't see it as themselves pretending they because it's all and they always try to veil their science, quote unquote. They try to hide it from everybody. Uh, they'll preach the surrealist stories, and then I mean, some of them think the surrealist stories are real, and they think that they're actual people and stuff, like the Greek gods, for example.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. It's like because we were created a certain way, so we couldn't have been wrong. Like this is how we were created. You know, we're created like what they saw, what we see in a Western society as like flaws and everything. They saw it as just another. You know, this is how humans are created. So you just, that's why you had a god for that. But this we live in this. That's why it's like like I think even like one of the concepts in Freemasonry, it's like you subdue your passions, you
Yeah,
know, and I think that has to do with like on a an operative level. It would be
yeah,
like, okay, I don't worship this God, I don't believe in this, but I'm here to improve myself, but I still have to become a better Mason. I have to become better at my trade, you know, and that's where I kind of always felt like subduing your passions kind of came from.
yeah. Well, the idea of being clean, the
Well, yeah,
that's what it was really. You know that because the books, the one book I was reading the other night, it's like it was all symbolism of castration, and that it's like the Babylonian cults had taken it into literal terms, and then that's where the whole Astarte worship came from. Basically, they were perverting the doctrine. You know,
the divine feminine.
well, I mean, they were perverting the idea of a symbolic castration as opposed to a literal one,
Mm.
because they thought it was literal, but it was really all just symbolic and a story of the stars. The astronomy story.
Yeah. I gotta get my shit back together because I would like to, because I've learned so much more. It's funny because, like I said, it's like it's easier to defend Jews than it is to defend Freemasonry because most people really don't know anything about it. And, I don't even think like I don't know how many, I've never read too much on it, like around like people's opinions, or like, of what it was, but there's just so much craziness out there of what it
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't even understand it. Like I
Well,
was
no.
talking about it actually with Sabrina earlier. We were talking about how like, everybody's like everybody knows how to read, but nobody knows how to comprehend. And,
Yeah.
and it's just like and it's like a lot of people don't understand like their whole, like a lot of what they think is emotional based, and that's why it's like even when you talk to groypers and stuff and they're always talking about like dicks and everything like that, and I'm like, the lady doth protests too much, and there's people who they, it's like they don't understand Freemasonry, but someone tells them that there's like bum fucking in it, then they're gonna, they're like, oh, I'm against that, so screw that, we gotta blah 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 blah, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not true. You don't
Well,
know
they
what you're talking about.
they demonize comparative religion and astronomy. Like they don't
Mhm.
understand it's astronomy. Comparing the different cultures and tracing the roots of the origins of
Yeah.
the ancient mysteries, and like the stuff about the Great Pyramid and stuff. It's all astronomy. It's all
Yeah.
marking the path of the sun, where the the canal goes into the pyramid or whatever.
Mhm.
Like the meeting times are symbolic for the calendar. That's it was. Imagine if you were to like play a game of solitaire with like a deck of cards, and
Yeah.
that you would play a game in a certain order, and it was really a calendar, and that it was a map of the stars at the same time, and that that's what the original tarot was, and that the original tarot was a specific placement of the cards, not to divinate, but to show the story of the map of the stars, and that the and that the well the according to the books, the lodge meetings and processions were simply physically playing out the cards, basically,
Mm.
like uh, the tarot cards, but just as symbols of
Yeah.
astronomy.
The condemned man, the hangman, kind of symbolizes like how you dress for the degree.
Yeah, and like it's interesting because like Kabbalism, for example, like the 10 Sephiroth were the first 10 zodiacs, and
Mm.
and so when there was 12, when it was added, it seemed like it was just an older configuration of, and it was just a symbol of the universe where, you know, the serpent or the savior would either hang in the balance, which would just be the symbol of a point in the year, uh, like the constellations in the sky, uh, and like well, I mean, I think people get disappointed with it because they're like, oh, it's got to be some kind of devil worship, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's just it's just astronomy, and it's just an old
Yeah.
system. It's
Yeah. Well, because I think because the people, there was like people understood like how, you know, they could, like, you know, they say it's like your not just your zodiac, because the zodiac exists in Kabbalah too. It exists. There's Jewish. The zodiac exists in the Jewish Kabbalah also. But like, you know, a lot of I think it's because, you know, but like they would say like if you're born on certain under certain stars, you know, you're born, like they could narrow it down like what your personality would be, like what kind of person you would be, you know, like, and what you would be kind of, you know, that your kind of your personality, and they could do that just through, you know, when you were born. That's why like a lot of, they'll say like, oh, what star were you born under, like what time of day, you know.
yeah. Well, I mean,
And I
they'd
think
say that
that was
stuff, but
what's
sorry.
up.
They well, I think from my knowledge that it went public. It used to be. It started with people misunderstanding the mysteries, and then they were bringing it to kings and stuff, and the kings
Yeah.
were, and it became this like whole system where it was like uh, it's like the system itself could be used for like calculating astronomy and stuff, but like the I think that's what they meant in the New Testament uh, by talking about the mark of the beast and
Mhm.
all this stuff, where it's like the mark of the zodiac. It's like they warned against taking certain things as like above God or something, like, you know what I mean, like
Mhm. Trying
and
to play
so
God.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like the because it's like the whole thing about the story where it's like the battle of the wizards, you know, and that
Mhm.
that the Egyptians the Egyptians priests that I think it was Moses was battling against or something,
Yeah.
that they couldn't produce the real magic or whatever. Not like, you know, and that they had lost the secrets to you know I mean, if you were to take it as literal. Uh, yeah, like that's what the whole lost word is about. It's like the people that it's like the Hebrews that came out of Egypt. It's like they concealed the lost word in their new story that was Greek, the Jesus story, and that like, and then the Egyptians went on with their story and contended the lost word or implemented the lost word part of the lost phallus, and that they that they continued operating with a perverted doctrine, and that if they went to I mean in even their symbol story that they don't understand, the two fish eat the secret word of their doctrine. The two fish, like the sign of Pisces or Jesus.
Well, that was the entering. That was the entering of the age of the Pisces, also, like in Jesus's time.
Oh yeah,
Because the Jews knew that. That's why the Jews thought that that they would rule the age of the Pisces. That's why they thought it was going to be that Messiah would come, because they thought that they would rule it, and
yeah.
Not quite. I
Their
mean,
old
I don't know.
tombs had fishes on them.
Who?
Their tombs had fishes on them.
Interesting.
Yeah, fish with an anchor, or other fishes on the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting. I mean, it's the story of the fisherman or whatever, with Jesus or whatever. It's like, from my understanding, it's like, it's like, if you were to take the story literal, that he was the son of a carpenter or builder, that his Joseph was a mason, and that Jesus had found that the people who were in the Mason Guild of stonework, they weren't interested in any rebellion against Rome because they were getting paid, and so Jesus took the system and then rounded up the fishermen and was like, we got to do this. He was recruiting anybody, like the poor, the blind, the fucking people with leprosy and shit. Fucking
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, he was giving he was yeah. He
yeah,
was giving everybody. He was bringing everybody.
yeah. It's he made a new system, or a pure system that wasn't corrupt with the with the Nimrod mythos. Yeah, because it's like that whole Nimrod Marad thing. Nimrod being he that rebelled. Think of it like a symbol of that. That's when the religion was tainted. It was distorted. It wasn't its original form. It was some kind of perversion, and that the and so like because some of the old descriptions of what people thought was Satanism, what wasn't people, well, was basically like that they didn't understand the symbols of the book, and then the people were uh, worshiping a devil, thinking it was some kind of real thing when it was some kind of advanced symbolism that was of like the battle over people's spirits and stuff. Yeah, like I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I think that's why it's got like it's got built-in warnings right in the story. It's like watch out for false prophets, and even the elect will believe in the false prophets and all this stuff. I think they were warning about the modern churches.
Yeah.
They knew their words would be twisted, and
Well, that's why I think, like, one of the things about like the like I think I've probably said this before, but I think that's one of the aspects of the Reformation. Like, they've taught you to like be scared of the idea of Rosicrucianism and stuff like that. But I think that was something that the reformers would have supported, or they did support, was the idea of like the esoteric, understanding the esotericism around the Jesus story and around Christianity, and kind of creating like, you don't have to abandon what you believe in, and good and like right, you don't have to be an unrighteous person to understand the more esoteric nuances of what the Jesus story was about and what was really going on, and all that kind of stuff. That's why like even like Martin Luther was a Rosicrucian. I think he kept like he had like the Rosy Cross on his on his heraldry, not on his heraldry, on his symbol. He had like a Rosicrucian symbol on his thing, and I think that was, I think that, he's the reformer. And I think that by saying that, like, oh, he was, because he had that symbolism, that means he was a controlled op, I think is absolutely untrue. And you'll hear that from some people. They'll say, oh, yeah, because he was a Rosicrucian, he was controlled opposition. And it's like, no, it's because he had that Rosy Cross symbol that he wasn't controlled opposition, because he felt that everybody was entitled to understand the esotericism, because it was not negative.
The Rosicrucians weren't tainted until like the late 1800s.
Yeah, well, they wanted to get it away from people, because they wanted to be able to turn Christianity into like a fire and brimstone, and half of that, and then the other half was going to be like LGBTQ rights, like when as part of the Counter Reformation. And then you get people back to the Roman Church, which is what everyone's doing, and the Roman Church is negative. It's not. It's the, as you like you said, the negative aspect of religion. The negative aspect of the Christian story, because it's Babylonian, it's evil. But people are going to go back to that because it's like, well, this is actually like, because they can play off their duality of like, oh, we're very good, but we're also behind everything. We're also like, we're anti-abortion and anti-LGBT, but we are all pro, but we're behind all the LGBT stuff. It's like, we practice it at the upper levels. We do all these kind of things, but for us, it's Hegelian. It's
Well, my friend's brother that lived at the Vatican for like over 10 years or something. Some crazy. So he was probably there like 20 years, but he just was not. You could sense that there was something really weird about him when he came back. It was like, what the hell? Like we all thought that we thought that he was sexually abused in Rome. I mean, that's fucked up, but that's what everybody was thinking. The second the dude left the room, we're like, like that's fucked up.
Yeah, because that's hey, look, even Muhammad, it's like Islam is very much against, like, has like a huge homosexual, it's like such a huge sin, and yet like there is a story in the Quran of Muhammad being like doing some homo stuff, and kind of doesn't make any sense unless you look at it from like, this was some kind of initiation or something. The men, if you know the story of Al-Zut, the men of Al-Zut.
I remember. No, you weren't. I don't think you were there that one night, but I think it was me and Sabrina talking about the Islams, and I was I was mentioning the cougar that I used to date like 15 years ago or something, that she was married to some like Saudi high muckety muck or some shit, some kind of Saudi prince or some shit. And well, I don't know if he was a prince, but he was some ultra rich fucking, and that she said the worst thing about him was that his pants were always full of poop. And like, and then when I told Sabrina that, she started elaborating On how that the Islams do that sort of thing. They
Well,
don't
that's like,
believe in pooping or something.
I don't know, they got a loose sphincter. But hey, look, I mean, like, the whole story of like Dubai chocolate. They have like,
Yeah,
apparently that's like a big thing over there, is like they like to poop on each other and get pooped
yeah.
on, and
But she said that, I'm pretty sure Sabrina said that the Islams believe that pooping is haram, and so them doing that to a poor prostitute is incredibly fucked up, because for one, they're going against their religion, if and then it's just fucked up. Like, who the fuck would do that? Like, there's, it's like, okay, so take like the early 1900s, maybe, like, well, there was good mafias at certain points in time, and that, in the books and stuff about the mafias and stuff, they had codes of conduct and all this stuff. They wouldn't let something crazy like that go by. You know what I mean? Like, and they were,
Yeah.
even like, I think it was World War II. They recruited some of the mafia to, or it was
Yes.
after World War II, maybe both,
No,
but
during World War II.
to try to get into Cuba or some shit, or is that?
Oh, well, they did. They got him into Cuba. There was a big part of the mafia was huge in Cuba when it was still under Batista. Before Castro shut down the mafia in Cuba, the American mafia is in control of Cuba. They had casinos there. They had everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why they moved to Vegas.
yeah.
But yeah, what were you saying? Sorry.
Well, I was just thinking about the whole equation of the New World Order and who's working for what side and all that stuff. Oh, this joint's hurt. Yeah, I mean, like, I would bet money that Epstein was probably mafia or something.
That
And I'm
who?
not
Epstein?
the Epstein, and I'm not saying that he was Jewish mafia. Who knows which mafia he was? I think Russian mafia. I mean, whoa, excuse me, or perhaps some kind of English mafia.
Yeah. I think, honestly, I don't even know if he was real. Like, we don't really, like, he could be like the big, like, one of the greatest psyops of our time, where like they've convinced everybody that this guy Jeffrey Epstein existed. And because like I kind of find it interesting, because supposedly he taught at the Calhoun School by my house, on the Upper West Side. And I'm just like, how come we haven't spoken to any of his students? How come none of his students have come out and like, oh yeah, he was my teacher? And I saw
Yeah.
some video today. I don't know if it was true, if it was like AI or something. I think I saved it. I hope I saved it, because that was pretty fascinating. Where it was like Jeffrey Epstein was a brilliant man, and he was like talking about like the singularity, like the universe and all this other stuff, and had some kind of interview with him. And I'm like, who is this guy? Like, how do you get some dude who just like starts off as a high school teacher and then ends up as like a billionaire investor or something? Like, this guy's fake. I bet you he's like the first like AI actor that that's ever existed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they could have created the identity and then had a real agent or something play the role. That's what who knows how many times they've done that. I mean, if it's real.
Well, how they caught, it's fascinating, because how they one time years ago, like before Osama bin Laden was killed, they had a thing where they decided to make an updated picture of him, and
Yeah,
they
it was
used
somebody.
Yeah, it was a Spanish, like a Spain Spanish police detective. And I guess nobody thought that he would have like found it or something, and they manipulated the photograph just a little bit, but it was like literally his ID picture. And I'll never forget when they did that, and they were like, it was hilarious.
Yeah, they claim
You
they
know.
caught Osama bin Laden like at least once before they actually supposedly caught him.
Mhm.
Then like there's 5 different videos or some shit, and they all look like different Osama bin Ladens. It's like,
They
like
do that. They have
that's what because I mean I think that's Cooper says how is it that CNN or whatever gets that interview with Osama bin Laden, but
Mhm.
it's like was it Osama bin Laden or did they just make some guy dress up like Osama bin Laden and do an interview?
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it. It's like we don't know. Like they like even like Abu Bakr Baghdadi, you know, from ISIS. We don't know if
Yeah.
this guy ever existed. You know, we don't know if he's real. Supposedly he was like arrested and he was on an American base for a while as like a prisoner. It's like, really? I mean, was he? Or is this all just nonsense? Like,
Well, I think I think it's I need to finish that Muslim Brotherhood article that Dennis Cuddy writes, but I'm pretty sure that's the part where he goes into the there was huge Nazi connections with the Muslim Brotherhood and the Saudis,
mhm, mhm,
that they were all over all those different peoples, and like they that they were setting up shop before their takeover. You know, they took over
yeah,
Egypt before the Nazi reign ever even began. I think it was like 1917 or something. Some kind of revolution in Cairo by the Illuminati. And
yeah,
that it's definitely apparent that the Illuminati is closely woven with uh, theosophy, and theosophy is woven with Nazis. And Illuminati is connected to Mormonism, and uh, you know it's crazy. I mean, like, I
Also,
mean,
I
because
mean, don't forget they had also in Turkey you have like
oh, did you cut out? Can you hear me, or did I cut out? Damn, I gotta take a leak. I think my internet is still here.
right. Oh, there you are.
Oh,
Okay.
I can hear you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So like, there's a lot of, like all these weird organizations and but we don't know, like none of us, we don't really actually know anything, and it's just crazy because like I was talking about it with Sabrina earlier. It's like nobody thinks too critically to actually like there's a lot of, I was actually kind of surprised, but there were a bunch like I think I've always mentioned like Facebook Reels have been pretty surprising to me that they have a lot of very interesting information, and I thought it was kind of fascinating. They had these they had a couple of things on they had a couple of things all about the about like the Epstein thing being a distraction, and it's like, yeah, none of this is true. It's like this is all a big old distraction to keep people, the hell? To keep people like, okay, good.
Keep their eye off the ball, like the O.J.
Yeah,
Simpson trial.
yeah, exactly. To get people thinking like, it's like again, it goes back to like the externalization of the hierarchy. And now all of a sudden you're seeing all this stuff, but I mean that can be manipulated too. I mean it can be, there could be a natural where it's like, oh yes, this is the externalization of the hierarchy. Now we're actually seeing the truth. And then there's and then there's just like, then there's the truth that we want you to see, and we're going to and that's what we're going to show you, and you're going to believe it because you know nobody thinks critically, nobody questions. But
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get Rob Schneider on here. I
That
see
would
one
be
of his
funny.
posts on Twitter. Like, oh, you posted 5 minutes ago. Let's. It'd be funny if I actually got some celebrity to come out, like somebody huge or something.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, get Alex Jones on here, and
Oh
have
yeah, right.
his biggest critics have them come on too.
Well, we could easily take on Alex Jones, but Alex Jones would never. You ever hear the theory that Alex Jones is Bill Hicks? So
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't really concur with the theory, but I think that he definitely could be an agent for sure. Like, that some kind of agent that's because there's just no way that it's there's just no way that there was the security at Bohemian Grove would have been like pretty huge. I'm sure like people with Dobermans patrolling the grounds and stuff like
yeah.
uh, because there was the secret S was there,
Hmm.
because and that the for him to sneak in, and so okay, so then because he claims he just snuck in, but when he interviews that one guy, some politician or some shit, the guy's
Hmm.
like, he's like, you had an arrangement, you gave your word or something. He says something like that. You had an arrangement with us or something. That I think that Alex Jones was that he agreed to, that he was a member and that he didn't sneak in, that he was let into the club and
Yeah.
that he simply betrayed them.
Mhm.
Which I mean, he could have been a member of some other. There's a whole bunch of spooky shit coming from Austin.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that I think that they're smart enough to know. That's why, like, even when it comes to like the Epstein thing, like, to me, it's like you guys have access to B2B encryption and P2P encryption and all these crazy programs. Why are you using Gmail, which can be hacked by like a 20-year-old or like a
Yeah,
15-year-old in China? Like, why would you be using Gmail to exchange this kind of information unless it's like not that serious, or unless it's just, people, they know people won't think about it, like it's laziness. And I don't
yeah,
think that they would let, I think that he definitely was allowed to go in there is to give him some sort of credibility. Because if you think about it, that was his, when they basically put him on the map, and I
yeah,
think that was kind of what did it, was when he went to Bohemian Grove and then he confronts somebody and then it's like, oh my God, and it put him on the map, you
yeah.
know. Compare
Well,
that to like back
Arnold
when
Schwarzenegger. Oh,
what's up?
sorry. Arnold Schwarzenegger spoke there once at Bohemian Grove. I think that's where that Usha Schlaferia comes from, or is part of
Oh,
which the Usha Schlaferia was the opposite of the Schlaferia, where it was the Usher Schlaferia was the Aryan race, and
mhm.
then that that uh, I don't think it's coincidence that Arnold spoke there. I think that he was a member of either that or the Usha Schlaferia, the Aryan race one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to
Yeah.
leave real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can just discuss anything else super quick.
No, it's cool. Not really much. Just trying to see what the this Epstein stuff, and nobody's getting held responsible. So it's definitely all nonsense. It's definitely all nonsense. If it was actually serious, somebody would be getting in trouble for it, but nobody's gonna get in trouble. I mean, like, even I think I mentioned the NYPD. The NYPD should be rebelling right now because Jessica Tish's whole family's on the list. And guess what? They're not. They're gonna be like, okay, we'll just keep taking orders from you. So Don't buy into it. Don't buy into it. I gotta go write a letter tomorrow to Mom Donnie and see if I can get him to soften his heart and put us on the on the agenda. For now, it'll be May. It won't even be for March. It'll be for frickin' May. So that's what I think. That's what I think I'm gonna end up having to do. Try to write a letter. Cause something's gotta give. Something has got to give.
Okay, sorry for the. I had to go drink too. Ugh. Yeah, my throat is freaking pretty parched. Yeah, the well, like that Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. The Mars movie. He goes to Mars. That's the Nazis were all about Mars. Total Recall. And then he, which also has a bunch of theosophical surrealism, and then it has, and then he goes to the 6 Day movie where it's all about clones and this living forever type scenario through the clones, and that the and it also has the surrealism of the story and the symbology. Uh, it's like the what was it? So I would, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that the Nazis possibly had started some studios. I mean, there's so many subsidiaries of Disney that like, and Disney was connected to the Nazis, and like, their like Touchstone Pictures, that's Disney, and that they always have like a theosophical story, and the symbol of the touchstone was the same symbol as in India, where they touch the stone with some kind of oil, and it's a symbol of their fertility rights or whatever. The black stone, which was circular and coming out of a vesica, but like the what was it? Damn it, something about Disney. I mean, I should bring up that video. Did I told you about that Lion King thing already, or no?
The lion thing? I don't think so.
The lion thing that Trump posted.
Trump posted a Lion King thing?
Yeah, hold on. I'll try to bring it up here. Lion. Oops, damn it.
I think the porn bots on Twitter are actually some kind of thing to either like tag you. It's like kind of like to save your post or something, or it's like when I'll talk about it in a second, but because I know you're bringing something up, but I just wanted to point that out because I've noticed a few patterns with those porn bots.
Yeah, they're probably like CIA or something.
Or there's something that you can like pay. Like you can pay if you have the money, you pay to like keep tabs on people, and I think that's what it's for. It's for like, they probably use like the AI girls, and like now I've noticed a bunch of them all have like SpongeBob, which is interesting because, but they have like SpongeBob images, and it's like they're a porn bot, but there's no website. There's like no website. It's like DM me if you know. Usually the old ones had a website that you'd have to click on, and you know, I noticed that there's a pattern with anytime I post something regarding like New York City politics, or it they always get me with a I always get hit with a porn bot. What's
So
up?
did you see this video?
No.
Okay, so it was a video that
What the
Trump
hell?
posted, and that it had the people as animals, just
Yeah,
like
I
the
see
Lion
that.
King. And then the last, well, they don't have the full one, but there was another pic. Well, I guess he's right there in the background, but there's some better angles of it where it's like he's the Lion King and the symbols and like the Disney film The Lion King. The lion brings the in the movie it brings the Hebrews and the Christians together, uh, and that, but also in the movie the lion gets rid of the hyenas. And the hyenas were symbols of Mexicans, and that Trump got rid of Mexicans through the
Interesting.
ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the where's so giving me the right movie. Here it is. Yeah, so his friends, where are they at? Well, but so it's like yeah, he's the new king or whatever. The what's the symbols? Where is it at? Like, yeah, the Pride Rock, the new Lion King. Damn it, I can't find the screenshots.
And they keep giving Trump that like line like Cyrus. They keep giving him like weird biblical and messianic vibes, you know, and like symbolism. In Israel
Yeah,
they'll call him Cyrus.
yeah. So like, damn it. Uh, yeah, there's no hyenas at the end. It's like, yeah, okay. So that's what I was talking about, the stuff about how do I explain it? The stuff about the two Hirims, or the one was, the older one was having practicing the original thing, and then the second one was the son of the Saracen queen or whatever, and
Uh,
that but so in the movie, and this has to do with that thing about church ward in the Arcane of Freemasonry, where the old light, quote unquote, was not in the east but in the north, and
yeah.
how modern masonry says that the north is the place of darkness.
Yeah.
And so the lion in the movie, he lives in the north where all the hyenas are, and he makes a hyena. The hyenas are part of his like team or whatever, and that the beginning scene uh is Cain, Cain slaying Abel or whatever, where the one lion has the scar over his eye, and then
Yeah.
the other and then the new lion is Seth or whatever. I'm pretty sure, whatever the original film picture is, but the and the but it all had to do with this Aryan race conspiracy where it's like the crown using the lion symbol, the their different like almost like Scientology like fanaticist cults, that like that Secret Place of the Lion book where he mixes it into weird alien shit, but but they're that whole the whole Aryan race thing is based off from people misunderstanding the Bible. Basically, it's like that it's like You know, what was it that Cooper says? It's like the damn it, fucking pretty. I think I'm too stoned. Yeah, I mean, it has to do with the divide of the mystery schools and like the philosophies being distorted and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know he posted something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely correlates with that movie. Oddly, I mean, it could just be a coincidence.
That's yeah, it's all this childish. They keep posting all this childish nonsense they keep posting. You know, they post like this childish cartoons and stuff like that.
Probably gonna smoke one more square and pass out.
What's up?
Probably gonna smoke one more cigarette and pass out.
I'm getting pretty tired myself. Damn, I just got hit with the hit hard by like whoa.
Oh, yeah, I was on Donuts podcast for a long time earlier.
Yeah, how was it? What'd you guys? Who won?
Pretty good.
Chicago win.
Seahawks.
That's Seattle.
Yeah.
I heard that if Chicago won, it would reestablish the good timeline. Cause
Wait,
like,
Chicago Patriots now, or
wait, I don't know. I thought Chicago was. I honestly have no idea what's going on in the Super Bowl. So it's like you gotta bear with me. Who played tonight? It was the Seattle and who?
oh, Patriots versus Seattle
Who
Seahawks.
the Patriots from?
I think they used to be in New England Patriots. Is what it is.
I saw a thing. I saw a thing yesterday about something to do with Chicago winning, and if they won the Super Bowl or something, if they won, then it would reestablish the good timeline. Because, like in 2016, a curse from Chicago was broken.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm
Might
not
have been
good
an
with
older
sports.
article being republished or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the Mafias are definitely paying players or something.
Oh yeah.
Paying players. You know, I mean, they could be under some kind of contract, or like because I mean, I don't know. It's definitely it's not like we know anybody that's. Oh, my thing froze.
Well,
I mean, it could just be like WWF or wrestling or something where it's like all scripted out and they're just doing the moves and the action of it.
well, I mean, I don't know. I think because I definitely know that like um I saw this thing recently also where they showed like why it's all fake and like some player purposely fumbling a ball or something. So it's definitely all tied into like Las Vegas.
Oh yeah,
You know, and probably like poly market thing because poly market has something to do with sports.
yeah. The it's interesting. Well, Dono was thinking that they were manipulating the Bitcoin price to try to manipulate the payouts on the bets and stuff. I mean, like that's interesting because that could be linked to the silver values and so possibly. I mean, if it's not just a tech drive.
apparently the price of silver dropped, I think, just recently. But
Yeah, it's down like $80, I think now or something.
yeah. And then there was something else I saw with there was like a Simpsons prediction where they had like a coin that didn't exist anymore that doesn't exist yet. It's called like VDR. It was in like a Simpsons episode. They had like Bitcoin, they had XRP, they had something else, and then the last one was like VDR, and it was worth $1. And some people are saying that that's like the digital, it's like the token, the digitalization of the dollar. That's what it's going to be, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I don't know, I think that the Epstein is probably like CIA or something. That if he did
Mhm.
create the Bitcoin with his friends or whatever, that it was probably some kind of intelligence operation, and that because they needed black budget money for their operations. I mean, that's what Cooper says, that if the CIA was running drugs or whatever, that's what it was for, budgets for black budget operations, which were done in secret outside of the eyes of the American public.
Yeah. Well, all that stuff, all the
I mean, keep in mind, I'm just repeating what Cooper says. I'm not saying it's real. It's.
Well, I mean, that's what I think the drug trade is for. I think that's why the CIA controls the drug trade, because it's clandestine money. It allows them to commit clandestine operations, and they don't have to worry about where anything's coming from and or anything like that. All they have to do is just you know they just can take money from that. That's why you get all those. They show those pallets full of money, and then they could just pay anybody they want without having to go through the American government, without having it to be on the congressional record or anything like that. So that's why I think that's why they can drug trade also. So
I think the Bitcoin might also be some kind of, that they might have been trying to get away from the banks or something. Try to
mm,
get America away from the banks or something. I don't know. Uh, if they were trying to do something noble like that, it would be. It's just disgusting that they would destroy it all with fucking some kind of prostitution ring. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, all that stuff. There has to be some kind of operation. There has to be some kind of like anything that it's involved, like smuggling, especially people trafficking and stuff like that. You have to have you have to have some kind of connections to intelligence and stuff like that, because you got to be able to get people through. And so I wouldn't be surprised. And plus, they like the prostitution thing because that is a black. It's
Yeah.
how they it is a
I mean,
blackmail operation.
it could
It
be
is.
it could be a psyop for them to uh, test things on humans or something. That there could be, because there's also the Nazi connection where it's like,
Yeah.
they could be getting human subjects and doing experiments on them, then hypnotizing them to make them think they were brainwashed or abducted by aliens or something, or even worse, that they didn't
Yeah.
survive the experiments, and that because there was a body found in Argentina, I think, and it had all its lymph nodes cut out, and it had its parts of its face surgically removed, and like
Mm,
that. I think it was an illegal science experiment that they were doing, and that was in like the '80s, and
that
that
makes sense.
the yeah, like
Like,
the well, I mean, because that's why I was bringing up that connection earlier with Aquino and the Temple of Set and the accusations of there was an investigation that was documented in Cooper's book where they were being accused of mutilating animals, and then I think it's connected with that some kind of secret project of animal testing or something, where it's like, and that Best Friends Animal Society might be connected with secret animal testing that's done illegally, and that because they claim that they're a no kill animal shelter, but they've got this
Yeah.
huge budget and they're fucking
Like ASPCA. Oh my God.
well, it's like they're. I think one of the years I think it said 8 million or something, and it was just this tiny little place in the middle of nowhere or something. And it was
Yeah.
like it was like, how are they doing $8 million worth of business if, like, say like a coffee shop has all day long business, makes $1 million a year? It's like, what is this, animal shelter doing with all this money?
True. Could be a money laundering. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much. Well, then, where? Well, it's like, where's all the animals going? Are they being, because there was a similar thing where some crackhead was working some morgue or something, and that I don't remember what the case was called, but it was on TV or something, and like
Mhm.
that he was they were burning the bodies illegally without
Mhm.
for the morgue, and like the guy was like giving people the wrong ashes and stuff of
Oh
their
yeah.
deceased relatives, and like, I mean, that wasn't the same type of scandal as the Best Friends Animal Society thing, but like that was like a amateur version of some idiot crackhead dude that was like hooked on drugs or something, and I don't know. The whole story was entertaining, but it was fucked up. It was like, man, how could people be so low? Like,
Mm.
that's fucked up. Yeah, the dude had like a license plate on a Corvette that said like burning or something,
Yeah.
burning money or something. It was something that was fucked up. Where it was like, this dude is fucking crazy. Like, and that's just that was just one wacko being organically crazy. Imagine a whole group of wackos that are, full pedal crazy. There's people manipulating doctrines to make them even crazier, and that they think all this fucking Lord Dinu fucking crazy bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna quit smoking cigarettes tomorrow.
That's a good idea.
It's been
Or
like
at
a
least do
month.
rollies. If you do rollies, that's a lot easier. Because then you'll smoke less. Like I've been smoking the rollies and I end up clipping them. It's very easy to because you can't really clip a whole cigarette so you get through it. Like if you buy a pack, but if you buy the rollies and you roll one up like a joint or with like a filter, and then you just take a few puffs, put it out, take a few puffs because it's a lot stronger anyway. I
Yeah,
remember we were taught that if you smoked Lucky Strikes without a filter for like 5 years, you were guaranteed cancer. And it's like, actually, I think if you smoke the Lucky Strikes without the filters, it's probably better for you, you know?
yeah. I used to break the filters off when I was a kid.
No doubt. You're calling it a night soon?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can crash out if you want. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna get
a
ready
few
for
more
bed.
minutes.
No doubt. Well, thanks for the invite. Always a pleasure. And I'll see you again soon. We'll do this again when I'm a little bit more awake.
No, yeah. Peace out.
Take it easy.
No, yeah. So, I'm not sure what I should even discuss. I'm pretty burned out. Been on here for like, well, I was on another program. I was on Donuts earlier. Shout out to Donut. That was fun hanging out. Definitely go check out his program. It's definitely worth. It's worth the. I forget what they call it. Patreon or some shit. Yeah, but the whole technocracy thing, the whole technocracy thing. I mean, I could do some AI searches about what you call it. Earl Bryan. I think that, I mean, I've been through the documents with the Promise software it was on paper. It was connected to the Heldron and the Info Technologies. And I mean, let me bring this on the screen, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, so right here. I mean, oh, god damn it. Is it gonna allow the now I gotta subscribe. Okay, so it's like this is just a cursory search. Heldron, Info Technology, or O'Brien. Where's that? Yeah, so ex Heldron or Hadron. Sorry, I guess I was mispronouncing that. Ex Hadron employee found convicted of conspiracy and bank fraud in Los Angeles remains paid consultant to the company. So there's all sorts of shady stuff going on with that whole thing. Earl Bryan owned and controlled company called Edance. The analyst said the tapes don't work. Okay, so yeah, Info Technology chairman Earl Bryan. 6 others were returned to the board of information technology. What's this? Yeah, so I mean, there's a bunch of here's an indictment. Former UPI and FNN chairman Earl Bryan and his chief operating officer John P. Beardson were accused of 24 count conviction of lying. So they what is this? Allegations, blah blah. So yeah, the Earl Bryan, decorated combat veteran, surgeon, air support, United States, CIA's Vietnam War era Phoenix program. Upon completion of his tour, he departed military service. Departed military service as major in the Army's 1st Cavalry Division, chest of full honors, Silver Star, blah blah. Here's 1970, where he became a member of then Governor Ronald Reagan's kitchen cabinet. Questionable business practices and backroom politics soon consumed much of Bryan's adult career, involving him during Ronald Reagan's administration several major political scandals, most notably the so-called October Surprise Conspiracy, which Harry Ben Menash witnessed. He witnessed the money transfer between the let's see, so blah blah. Scandals most notably the so-called October Surprise, the bankruptcy and software piracy case of Inslaw versus the United States. the confirmation hearings of Edward Meese. In 1996, he was convicted of 10 counts of fraud and sentenced to 4 years. Let's see, born in North Carolina, blah, blah. Let's see, Brian was sued by the Medical Association. Well, that's not relevant. Okay, so the Info Technologies, there is a company called ARAS, ARRAS. Let me see if I can find that. I should dig into that too far. The ARAS company was connected to a secret operation, I believe, that was involving basically the ARAS company was, I believe it was military owned, and then it was supplying a certain type of coolant or something to the type of helicopter that was being used for the cattle mutilations. Where's what am I looking for here? Let's see. Okay, so Earl Bryan. He was the head of Zonix, Hadron's parent, till 1977. Oh, God damn it. Okay, I'm probably only almost. God damn it, paper ripped. Okay, what the fuck? Okay. I think I need that. Where's this at? Yeah, time to divest himself of Hadron. The Atlantic Contract Services to Infotech of buying and selling. What is this? Talking about Syria? Aid settlement came from the government. Canceled the Hadron. Oh, canceled. So what were they doing with Syria? 40 million deal, automated litigation, blah blah. Well, so let me just roll this joint real quick, because it's connected to more than just that. I just gonna type some more shit in. I mean, I might just pass out here. There was I think that there's parent companies that are involved with the whole modern technocracy. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on with this. See, it's mentioning Earl Bryan, this Casolaro conspiracy. The excuse me, I think it was the death of Casolaro. Excuse me. There's quite a bit of information about this subject. Oh wait, I don't have the thing on the screen. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so because I think Earl Bryan was connected with some sort of MK Ultra program. That I'm pretty sure he was involved with that Jolene West thing. Some people think that Jolene West is some kind of nothing burger, but you know, I don't think that's the case. I think that the Phoenix thing was that they were the inheritors of the MK Ultra stuff, and that they I mean, there's all sorts of movies where it's like they're in Vietnam and that they're being tested on with uh like I think it's that Jacob's Ladder movie. They're being tested on but with some kind of drugs or something, and that they they had found that, well, basically that they had committed like horrible savage stuff in Vietnam, and this is, I'm talking about the movie. I'm not talking about, I don't know if it's real or not, but basically in the movie there was, I think it was the Jacob's Ladder movie. It was he was having these nightmares and all these demon dreams and stuff, and then he the memories come back or something. I'm pretty sure it was that movie, and then he realizes that he like participated in some sort of savage, I mean, there's another movie that's fucked up like that where it's like Platoon. I think they say that the main guy was supposed to be Crowley, that it was like Crowley in Vietnam or something. In the movie, he's all uh taking psychedelics and all this stuff, and it's I'm pretty sure it's that movie Platoon. Hold on here. Was it Platoon? No, I think it's that other one. What is that other movie? Damn it, it's not Platoon. Where is it? Is it Platoon? I think it is Platoon. I guess the damn it. Maybe I gotta find the screenshots here. Hold on. No, I don't think it's not this movie. Damn it, it's not Platoon. It's who the fuck was that? I think I had like Dennis Hopper. Uh, what was that called? Apocalypse Now. That's what it was. Apocalypse Now. Yeah, they were saying that. Where is this? Okay, there we go. Yeah, they were saying that this guy was supposed to be Crowley in the movie. What was it? Him? It was. Damn it! Yeah, it was this guy right here. He was supposed to be Crowley or something in the movie. It was a strange movie. This guy right here was based on like a real general or some shit. The guy went surfing after he was wounded or something. Where's yeah the I mean, because well, I don't remember who it was that said that, but it was like, because I never really cared for this movie much, but then when they say it's Crowley and it's like the idea of mind control going on in Vietnam. I mean, not saying that Crowley was in Vietnam literally or anything, but that the program, the OTO program, may have been going on. The what's that on his head? Yeah, and then he played the what the fuck is that actor's name? He played in something else where like he was what was that movie? He was in The Godfather. What else do we got here? What the fuck is IMBD? God damn it. Oh, god damn it. Okay, hold on, I got too many things open here. History. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, so what is that? Apocalypse Now. What was that movie? Waterworld, I think. Wasn't he in Waterworld? Or no, he was too old for that. Damn, what's that other movie he was in that was questionable? Superman. No, I think I might be thinking of a different actor. Well, I mean, not for the Apocalypse Now Crowley thing, but for another. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to rewatch that after. What is his name? Marlon Brando. I'm gonna have to rewatch the movie and see if there's any sort of see if there's any sort of surrealism or something, some kind of theosophical story happening in the in the movie itself. Because I mean, that's let's see, did nobody put this together besides let's see. Damn it, I can't remember where I heard that from. Let's see. Marlon Brando groans the film's final words. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass out. I'm freaking hungry and tired, and I need to make some kind of food, but not pizza because I already ate pizza yesterday. Well, I mean, let's see here. Technically, I didn't smoke this last joint, but I'm pretty like fucking turned up, fucking from that fucking all the weed. Yeah, I mean, so hand-drawn ink. There was another search result where info technology. Damn it! I took a screenshot of it. This fucking source. Is that spelled right? Neuralink. Okay. Hold on here. If I took this word out. Yeah, so damn it, I had a screenshot of it somewhere. I'm just gonna have to bring it up later. It's freaking okay. Well, I'm going to sleep. Alright, peace out. Listen to Wayne Cooper. Alright, peace.